freelancing and remote work. It's not a new saying now that we are in a global village, and as such, assessing opportunities, for for income, for skill sets, for giving value or for adding value, has no boundaries. Again, there are no boundary to how you can, annex opportunities to add value to someone or to a system or to an organization. And that's why it's really important to really unveil, the opportunities attached to freelancing and remote work, regardless of your location, because the power of technology has unlocked this massive potential. I'm keen to learning a lot from this session, and I'm very sure that everyone on board here will not regret joining this webinar. Um, I pray our lecturer, our tutor, God grant him the best of wisdom to deliver this, so that we can all understand and tap from this opportunity. And I appreciate Abaso Technology for this initiative, pushing through all this while. May God grant you success. I welcome everyone on board once again. Thank you.
You so much, Mr. Ridwan Awusanya, for this wonderful opening remark. As it discussed, this is one of the monthly webinar organized by Abasoft Technology to sensitize people about technology. And it's not only when you are on technology, you will be thinking of how will I be inclusive. When everybody talk about AI these days now, it's just like we are discussing about how are we going to be eating our daily meal. So thank you so much for that wonderful opening remark. So as our culture, or let me say our policy on our monthly webinar, after the opening remark, we will introduce to us what about software. After that, we will discuss about an introduction to the topic for today, while we tell us about our speaker biography before we now introduce him to share the knowledge. I rest assure everyone that the speaker for today is one of the person that has been on this journey even before he left Nigeria. Before we dive into that, let me share my screen to introduce to us what is Abasoft Technology all about. I believe everybody see my screen. Can I see a thumb up? Okay, thank you for that. When you hear Abasoft Technology, what comes to your mind? I believe everybody will agree with me that Abasoft Technology, or let me say Abasoft, you will relate it with when you hear Microsoft. That when you hear soft, those are the people that's based on soft work. So if you said that, that is it. And if you think otherwise as well, no problem about that. But Abasoft Technology is an indigenous company that specializes on IT inclusive. So our technology is a seasoned information technology company led by experienced professionals with extensive industry expertise. As a Nigeria-based company with world-class experts in IT, we specialize in delivering cutting-edge digital solutions. Our core experts include web design, web application, mobile app, UI/UX design, creative graphic design, digital marketing, search engine optimization that is known as SEO, and more. And even If you have something to do with AI, you can also contact us because this when it comes to IT, Abasoft got you covered. Now, we have numerous IT company, even in Nigeria and in overseas. So what are our USP, unique selling points? Why choosing Abasoft technology? So the first thing is one-stop digital hub. When you think of, I want to be inclusive, when it comes to IT, we got you covered with everything you need from web design, from mobile app, from graphics, from UI UX, from data analysis, from IT consultants. So that is one of our USP, unique selling point. Second one is expertise and innovation. We base on latest trend that can give you creative strategic planning to deliver modern and user-focused solution. So the third one is client-centered approach. We don't just come up with our idea, we listen to you, we understand you, and we tailor our service to meet your specific business goals. So we are affordable and reliable. We have many people that has been working with us since 2020 that are still happy today. So we are so one-time delivery, flexible package for startup, SME, and enterprises. The last one is training and ongoing support. We train you and we give you support. Beyond solution, we empower clients with train, knowledge transfer, and we support you 24/7. Anytime you call us, we are with you. So the next one is what's our vision? To be the most trusted partner in empowering brand digitally, helping business and individual harness technology, creativity, and data to achieve sustainable growth and global relevance. Our mission to empower brand digitally through innovative web design, web application, graphics, UI, UX, IT consultant, data analysis, digital marketing. To provide scalable, user-focused, and result-driven digital solutions that create real business impact. To build capacity through training and mentorship. So this is the kind of the thing we are doing, part of our mission to build capacity through training and mentorship. And you keep future innovative with essential tech skills. To foster long-term partnership by delivering excellent creativity and measurable results. So this is our service, web application, mobile app, web design, just name it. Graphics, UI, UX design, digital marketing, training and consultancy, even virtual assistant. If you want to register your CAC, your tax identification number, your school, your affidavit, your legal document, just name it. We will support you, we will help you virtually. You don't need to be moving from where you are. We will support you virtually. So now, let me share some few of our portfolio with us. We have more than this. From my screen, this is 12 websites, and we have more than 15. So just to share few with us, you can see it. Even people that are into chartered accountants, they are part of our clients. Talking of people in foundation, academy, people that has to do with event planning, even estate management, even humanitarian service. We have many more that are trusted and happy working with us. And when it comes to graphics, we've designed numerous. We work with big brand, with global brand. We've worked with Lasma in Lagos. We've worked with the Global Rights, Ajoke Aishat Foundation. Even we work in support to last secretary to the Zenith president to help them design some NGO compliance infographics. So we have clients in Lagos, in Ibadan, even outside of Nigeria, so that are happily working with us because we listen to them and deliver, we tailor our products to empower their program, empower their projects. So just to share the view as well, we've helped people convert people that are registered with uh, comp just company name. You know, the least CSC one is a business name rather. We help them convert into private company limited by share. We help register NGO, small business. Even if you have issue with your annual filing, you can work with us. If you have issue with your tax identification, you can work with us. You can contact us. So we got you covered. So these are the trusted brand. You can see MS Plus Foundation, GNA, Building Heights, Adelemi Bamidele and Co, BHCFP, New Global, New Glory Humanitarian, Global Rights, AmTop, Febe Foundation. All this one we are naming here, you can check them online. And if you need a reference to what we've done with them, we can share with you the like of Laxma, everyone, Laxup, many more. So thank you so much as you listen to us while the webinar proceeds. Thank you, everyone. While we're moving to today's topic, freelancing and remote work. When you hear remote work, what comes to your mind? You will be like, how will I start engage myself to getting remote job these days? Because of these days, we need to be living our life to be soft life. It's not that you will be wake up in the morning, you are going to work. Yes, you find yourself like that, no problem with it. But when you work remotely, you solve the problem of transportation, the movement, even the risk of taking motor from one place to another, and many more. And if you are fortunate to get a global brand job, you'll be getting payment in dollars. So imagine when you receive the likes of 20, let's say $2,000 in a month. Convert that into naira. You will just be like, wow, this is massive. So our speaker for today, his name is Mr. Abdulwasi Ismail Isola. He started his tech journey from Nigeria, but currently now is a full stack developer in London, England, United Kingdom, in Liverpool to be precise. So his journey is towards IT. When he was in Nigeria, he worked with different people remotely, sometimes physical. So through this technology journey, that is what take him out of Nigeria to be in Liverpool, in United Kingdom. Mr. Abdulwasi Ismail Isola is a full stack developer. When you hear full stack, someone that work with back end, front end. But his discussion today will not only based on coding, because when you hear coding, many people will get afraid that that code that look like shorthand when we are in secondary school those days, how will you be able to read that one? It's not going to base his discussion on that. Even if you know the power of AI today, many people wondering why AI is so wizard like that. Because AI use normal language. It is called NLP, natural language programming. It is not only byte, because computer understand byte. So that when you write a code, there will be a translator or compiler that will convert that to a language that computer understand. But but these days where we have AI, you don't even need to code. Even if you use your ChatGPT, you can use a voice note, compose an appreciation message for me, help me greet this and that. So you can see where technology is taking everyone to. So it will do justice to many things that you need to know about technology awareness. What are the things you need to know? Is it that you only be on Instagram? Is it be that you be on TikTok? You will be on Facebook? Some people don't even have an account in LinkedIn. Talk less of where can you get job, whereby these days there is a lot of things when it comes to data annotation, many more, just name it. So Mr. Wasil Ismail, Abdulwasi Ismail Isola, he is a full stack developer that is based in Liverpool. in London, in England, United Kingdom. So permit me to welcome Mr. Abdulwasi Ismail Isola. Why we handle an invisible mic to him? I believe he has joined us. Thank you so much. Let me make you a co-host, so in case you want to share your screen or uh, for the convenience, I'm making you a co-host now. So you have the floor. Thank you so much. So you have 20 minutes, 20 minutes to do justice. So we use the remaining one to ask question and answer, because when we have something like this, there's no way people will not have question to ask. They will be like, ah, you have said this and that. Let me ask you my own question. So thank you so much. And before we dive into that, please and please, I will be sharing Amazon Technology social media on the chat box, so that try as much as possible to follow us, so that you will be updating messages and news and information, not only on our monthly webinar, whenever we have something that will benefit you that has to do with technology. So I will be dropping the link on the chat box. So while we will listen to our speaker. Thank you so much. You have the floor, Mr. Ismail Abdulwazi.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Um, you are welcome to Abasoft Technology, a very great company who embarks on technology activities. Yeah, as been introduced, I'm a full stack developer with 16 years of professional experience. I started my journey in Nigeria before moving abroad, and without much of introduction, let me just move into um, the topic of today. Please, I would like to share my screen. I'm sorry for a minute. Uh, Entire screen. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Please, can we confirm we can all see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Mm-mm. Yeah. Once again, I welcome everyone to this webinar organized by Abasoft Technology. I have 16 years of professional experience in full stack development. Our topic of today is freelance and remote work, how to get global jobs using technology. How to get global jobs using technology is just a subtitle under the main title, freelance and remote work. Um, Most of us, I know we are vast when it comes to computer. So I think I'm speaking to my masters. So I don't see myself as a master. Now, discussing what we're going to discuss today because of the limited time given to me. We're going to discuss digital economy, freelancing versus remote work, high demand skills, branding, that is branding yourself, then job platforms, AI as your assistant, conclusion and question and answer. So let's move to the first one, digital economy. When we are talking of digital economy, so whenever we hear the word digital, it simply means something relating to computer technology. It simply means something related to computer technology. Now, merge it with economy, it simply means doing our daily activities, our normal activities, our routine activities via computer technology. That is the simple definition I'll give to it. Now, digital economy, this refers to the economic activities that emerge from what? Connecting individuals, businesses, devices, data, and operations through digital technology. It connects talents with employers worldwide. When we're talking of digital technology, we know in various companies we have different skills. We might have a web developer in Nigeria, and we have a digital marketer in Ghana. We might have um, web hoster, web host. We might have a web host in Liberia, for instance. Now, all these skills now they are not seeking job in international companies like the United Kingdom, United States of America, and some other European countries. What made it possible for someone in a local geographical area to have access to jobs in international countries? What makes it possible is digital economy. So it allows diverse of skills. It connects diverse of skills globally. It allows people to work from their local, from home, and they get access to job from a very remote geographical area. This is just a diagram of digital technology spreads through the entire economy. So with digital economy, people were able to do commerce, buying and selling. So that's why we have e-commerce websites and some other stuff like that. We have banking, insurance. We have banking, we have insurance, we have health, tourism, industry, education, training, and city and mobility, agriculture. So everything, so you can see everything I've just mentioned. These are our routine activities. Uh, but we by applying computer um technology, let me say digital technology, so it makes everything easier. Now let's move to freelancing. Comparing freelancing and remote work. Whenever you hear freelance simply means when you have multiple clients. So when you're saying a freelancer simply means someone that has multiple clients. The person has derived a skill or some skills and use it to manage multiple clients. A freelancer is a self-employed and offers services to multiple clients on a project or contract basis. For instance, if you are a web developer, you're a programmer, and you work for a company in Nigeria, you work for a company in Lagos, you work for a company in some other regions in Nigeria, you work for a company in USA, you work for a company in Canada, and some other countries like that. You are a freelancer. You are self-employed, yet you render services to various people from different geographical area. You are a freelancer. Now, remote employee simply means someone with one employer. If you are working for instance, you are working for Lafarge PLC, you are particular, and you are working remotely, you are not working virtual, you are not working in the office, you are working from home. So you are a remote employee, I mean. So remote work means being employed by a company while working outside its physical office. You are not working physically in the particular in the company's office. You are working remotely, so you are a remote worker. So now let's now combine the both together. Is it possible for someone to be a freelancer and a remote employee? Yes. And a remote worker. Let me just put it at that. Yes. So you can work remotely while freelancing. So if you are dealing with multiple clients, it's possible you might not meet them physically. I have some clients that I've never met physically. We only talk, we only chat on phone, but based on recommendation and reference, I was able to get those clients. We've never met physically. We just communicate and I get their stuff done. Then we finish the contract, we end the contract. Then everyone gets its settlement. I give them their contract, their application, then I got paid. Global workflow. If you want to work globally, where are you going to start from? Number one, you start from learning a lot of skills. That is the word learn. That's what it means. You learn series of skills and you not streamline yourself to a particular skill because the way um the world is going now, we are not restricted to hold code. You can see when for those that studied, I studied accounting. For those that studied computer science, you see that most of you were taught some outdated codes, outdated scripting languages like COBOL. Most people do not use COBOL nowadays. So people have moved to C Sharp, um, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Laravel, PHP, and some other stuff like that. So if you are still streamlining yourself to coding in the old way, you remain code. You remain code in your field because you won't see clients. People have moved. People have moved. So learn. You must learn new skills. You move the way the world is moving. So when you learn a lot of skills, the next one is portfolio. Build your portfolio. Build series of applications. So it's not mandatory you have a client before you start building your portfolio. You might just build some applications. You can say, okay, since I've learned how to do HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP, let me build my own e-commerce application, web application. So you building it and building some other applications, you are building your what? Portfolio. Host them on a free hosting plan. Then you start looking for clients. Oh, this is what I can do. This is what I can do. So you must build your portfolio after learning skills because you building your portfolio will prove your ability to your clients. So after when you build your portfolio, then apply for jobs. So it's not mandatory you apply for jobs. You can also try to communicate, get some clients, communicate with some people, get some clients. This is what I can do. This is what I can do. Do you have any application you want me to turn into digital stuff? So let me have your ideas. I want to turn it to digital stuff for you to be able to work digitally. So apply for jobs, apply for contracts. The next stage is what? Interview. So when the contractee or the employers, I'm talking of two things now. So the contractee for you getting contracts from different people, employees, that is where employers, that is when you're seeking for job, for full-time job, for instance. Now, so you get interviewed. Oh, this is what you've done. This is what you've done. Can you do this? Can you do this? Prove it for me that you can do this. That is part of interview. If you are seeking employment, oh, describe this is this. What is PHP? What is C Sharp? What is authorization and authentication? So employers asking you questions about what you have done. It's just for them to be sure you can deliver. And for contractees to be asking some questions from you is to be sure that you can deliver. So when you are now accepted to develop applications for them, that is when the next stage comes in. That is N. That is when you start earning whatever currency, whatever income you intend to earn. But everything summarized together, you have to package yourself. Package yourself. Some people, they might not have enough skills to execute the contractee's task or the employer's task, but they have mouths, they can talk, they can prove themselves. You understand? They can prove themselves orally. Do this work I can do, this is what I can do. Even that person might go to bring another person's project and will tell you that, oh, this is what I have done. But on the long run, the employer will still know. If you put a wrong details on your CV, the employer will still know, because some tasks, they will just tell you that, oh, since you said you've done this, oh yeah, come and do this. If you cannot deliver, that is when you'll be exposed. So in a nutshell, whatever you cannot prove, don't put it on your CV. Just make sure you are sincere. If you are known with sincerity, forget about it. You have a lot of clients. Now, high demand skills. What are the skills as of today? What are the skills that are highly demanded by employers, by contractees? What are the highly demand skills? Number one, software development. So this involves coding from scratch or using some CMS applications to build your application. I don't want to go deep into all this because of the time limit given to me. Now, when you're talking of software development has two phases. We have the front end phase and we have the back end phase. So if you combine, if you know the front end, they will call you a front end developer. If you know the back end, they will call you a back end developer. But if you merge the both, you become a full stack developer. Now, so when you're talking about PHP Laravel, Laravel is a framework, is a PHP framework, PHP is a server-side scripting language. So when we are talking of server-side scripting language, we are talking of back-end development. So these are scripts that only runs in the server. They are not executed on a browser. So any code being executed on a browser is a front-end scripting language, or we call it client-side scripting language. So PHP or Laravel is an example of the backend server-side scripting language. Oh, yeah. So we have React.js or React Native. So React.js is the front end, or we call it a client-side scripting language. It's a JavaScript framework. Same thing as Vue.js, same thing as AngularJS. C# is a server-side scripting language. Python, server-side scripting language. Java, server-side scripting language. Node.js too, server-side scripting language. The next highly demand skill is cloud computing. That is where the word DevOps comes in. So AWS, that is Amazon Web Service. Azure. So AWS, so we have Azure. Azure is also let me call it a cloud platform developed by what? By Microsoft. We have Google Cloud. So example of Google Cloud is it GWS or whatever. So Google also have their own hosting plan, their own hosting service, just like we have Amazon Web Service. So Google also have one. That's what is referred to as Google Cloud there. So we have artificial intelligence. That's the next one. So even in this UK, most companies, whenever they post their job adverts, you put artificial intelligence. Not all, but some of them you put artificial intelligence. So for you to learn artificial intelligence, for you to be able to do that, you need machine learning. You need machine learning. So I don't want to go deep into that. So that's when we'll be using Python and some other stuff like that. So we have prompt engineering, we have AI automation, automating your processes with AI. So other ones, we have cybersecurity. That is common in the UK. People need cybersecurity officers in the UK. So we have UI UX design, we have DevOps, we have mobile development. That's when you're developing mobile apps. So either you develop the one that works with iOS, which is for iPhone, or you develop the one with Android. No, Android is an operating system. Likewise, iOS. So Android is for Android phone, while iOS is for iPhone. So if you know how to develop mobile apps, so mobile app developers are split into two. We have those that are focused on Android Android devices, while we have other ones that are focused on iPhone or iOS devices. Then we have data science or data analysis. So in the UK, instead of calling data analysis, they call it what, data science. Then we have digital marketing and we have technical writing. So these are the opportunities that are highly demanded globally. Now, essential digital tools, digital tools. We have, so apart from learning skills, so what are other skills you need to derive? You need to know how to embark upon. So number one is communication. That's the most important thing. Even in some job adverts in the UK, they put communication skills there. You must know how to communicate. So we have some tools to communicate, just like the one we're using right now. We're using Zoom right now. So Zoom is one of the communication tools. We have Google Meet, we have Microsoft Team, we have Slack. So these tools enable meetings and team collaboration. The next we have project management. If you are asked to develop a web application, there'll be some timeline given to complete a particular project. For you to be able to manage your time, oh, this particular project given to me, I need so time to do this particular task. That is when project management comes in. So we have some tools like Trello, Asana, Jira, Notion, ClickUp. They help teams organize projects and track progress. Just like Jira, or there's a project management tool in GitHub. They call it GitHub Project. That's the name given to it. So if you're not going to use project management tool, you need an approach to use those tools, which include, there's something called Agile. There's something called Agile. So they call it Agile methodology. It's not a tool, but it's the method of initiating a project and completing it. The most popular of Agile methodologies is what they call Scrum. SCRUM, Scrum. So you're using our Scrum methodology. That's when you divide your project execution into sprints. So sprint is like if you say, okay, we are to develop a school portal. What are we going to do first? Should we develop the front end, the front end aspect first? That's the sprint. Let's develop all the design. Let's develop it. That's the sprint. Now we now move to the back end. The server-side scripting languages will not be will not be linking them with the front end. That's another word. That's another sprint. Okay, if you are going to do the back end, can we split it into two different sprints? Let's write the one for the user portal or the student portal first. That's one sprint. Let's now write another code for admin portal. That's another sprint. So each sprint has time limits. You might say, okay, per sprint, we need let's say 4 weeks to execute to complete each sprint, each task in each sprint, or all the tasks in each sprint. So we need a month to complete each. So that's that about project management. I don't want to go deep into that. Next one is version control. If you are coding, that's what GitHub, GitLab comes in. Git is the local version of other ones. Let me put it like that. Git is one you have on your local system, while GitHub is an online platform. It's similar to Git. So Git is the local version, while GitHub is the online version. The same thing as GitLab too. Both of GitHub and GitLab, they are similar. They are all online Git version. When we say version control, if for someone that knows how to use GitHub or Git, anytime you type in code, you want, because as you're working, a lot of ideas are coming in. You understand? So if based on the current ideology you have, ideas that you have now, you code some stuff, and in order to execute the what's called the project that is being assigned to you by the customer. You've done everything and you submit it. So you commit. There's a term used in Git after when you have added it to staging to tag they call it staging level or whatever. So when you have added it, then you will not commit it. The commit will not be given the details of what you have saved. It's like you are saving on Git. So it's different from normal saving on the system. However, when you are saved on Git on your local host, that is when you'll be able to push it. That's the statement used. That's the word used, push. So you push it to what? To the remote, either GitHub or what? GitLab. When you're not doing some stuff and you made a mistake, you started editing the code, adding some other features to it, and you made a mistake. And you could not undo everything you've done. How are you going to get the code that worked for you in the previous version of the code you wrote before you wrote the new ones? For you to do that, there's a way you can reverse. You can reverse back, you can reverse to what? To the previous version of your code that worked well for you. That's the essence of version control. So it's to manage the versions of your code. Now, let me now read what I wrote there. Developers use this to collaborate on software projects and showcase their work. Another essence of this version control is to allow multiple developers work together. There's something called branch in Git or GitHub. Branch. So there will be a main, they call it master. They will call it master. So from the master code, branches will be created from it. So let's say we have 5 developers working on a particular project. Individual will pick a branch. Branches will be opened. Then individual will pick a branch. They work on the branch and they commit it to the remote Git, which is either GitHub or GitLab. When the team lead saw what they've done, assess the code, because it will analyze everything they've done, the additional code they added and the ones they removed. GitHub is going to analyze everything. When they see it and it's satisfied with it, they will just what? They will just merge it with the main code. That is another essence of what? Version control. It allows a lot of developers to work together. Then we have cloud storage, like Google Drive. Most of us have Google Drive. If you are using Android, you have Google Drive on your side. You know what it's used for. It's used to save documents. We have Dropbox, we have OneDrive. Then we have productivity. Google, sorry, I don't want to use more than what I also use. So Google Workspace. So what these are used in offices, Microsoft 365, Canva, Figma. So even Figma is used to do some graphics as they use Figma to structure how sprints is going to look like and then the duration sometimes. And some other stuff like that. I don't want to go deep into the details, just to give a brief introduction to all these tools. Now we have build a brand. You have the skill. How are you going to brand yourself, to package yourself to employers, to contractees? Number one, create an excellent what? CV. So your CV should highlight relevant skills you've acquired, the projects you've worked on. So you might even put the links of your past projects in a section of the CV, just for the employer to have access to all what you've done. Then the certifications you've acquired. Let's assume I have Microsoft certificate, put it there. I just highlight it. Microsoft certificate from this particular year to this particular year. The training program and the date, the year you are certified. Then we have achievements. What have you achieved? We have technologies used. That's where the tech stacks used comes in. Okay, the tech stacks that I use is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, PHP, Laravel, and some other stuff like that. That's technologies used. So they want to know if the technologies they've advertised, if you really meet up with all the requirements in the adverts. So you have to highlight them and the years, your year of experience. Let's assume you have 10 years of experience in HTML. You put HTML, then you bracket it 10 years. So that they will know that you have 10 years experience in HTML. That's just a sample. Now, build an outstanding what? Portfolio. In your CV, instead of you saying, I know Laravel, I know HTML, I know PHP. No, just showcase, oh, you put a link for your, let's assume you built an ERP system. So an ERP system is just like an accounting software with several other modules. So it might have accounting module, HR module, management module, sales management module, and some other modules, contact module, and the like. So ERP systems, okay, you built it, you put the link, then you explain what the link is all about, the content of the application. You just brief them. So that's how the CV of a web developer looks like. So if you're putting a link, you put details of that particular link, you put the URL, the name of the application, then you put the brief description of what you've built, what you've done on that application, you put it there for each link. So another example is CRM, that is customer relationship management, customer relation management, or whatever application. So it's used to manage customers. One is to manage sales in the CRM. It has a module to manage sales. It has a module to manage customers' contacts, their performance. Inventory systems is also part of ERP. It does the breakdown. So inventory systems, how the incoming and outgoing of what? The inventory items, your stock items. HR management systems, how are you going to compute your staff payroll? How are you paying them? Do you have any staff loan and some other stuff like that? So that's part of this. So each of these is a module. Accounting software is the grandmaster. Let me just like that. Is the grandmaster of all. Because each of these module are linked with what? The accounting module. I studied accounting, so I know much about it. So that's where we link to your source documents, your ledger account, your general ledger account, your trading balance, your trial balance, your trading profit and loss account, which is known as statement of profit or loss in IFRS. Then we have your balance sheet, which is known as statement of financial position under IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. Now you have your e-commerce platforms. We also see this e-commerce platform very well. We buy stuff online like eBay, and some other stuff that we have in Nigeria and globally. Even this TikTok, no, Nigeria might not have TikTok shop. Well, for international countries like Europe countries and some other stuff like that, they have TikTok shop. It's also an e-commerce platform where you can buy something. E-commerce simply means buying something online or selling something online. No, commerce is all about buying and selling of goods and services. So if you are not buying it online, that is e-commerce. Employers value demonstrated work over claims. If you claim that you know how to use PHP and you have 16 years of professional experience, prove it. Oh, this is what I've built. That's one of the proof. This application I've built, it has also functionalities. That's one of the proof. Now, maintain an active GitHub profile. If you built your CV well, you need to maintain an active what GitHub profile. I think I explained earlier what GitHub is all about. It's all about version control. Now, for developers, you upload quality projects. That is when you are pushing. When you are pushing from your local Git. So write comprehensive README file. There's something called README file. It gives details of what you've uploaded. Oh, all this yamayama that you've uploaded to the GitHub. What's the functionality? Does it have users portal, student portal, admin portal, and each portal, what are they containing? What do they contain? So README file, we detailed everything on what README files. Keep repositories updated. Repository is something you have on GitHub. Your project you uploaded on GitHub, that's the repository. So keep it what? Updated. All the applications you've done, you've uploaded, you've pushed it. Any other update that you've done, commit it and you push it again. That's what they mean by what? That's what is meant by keep repositories what? Updated. Document installation steps. So you need to document if there are some software that are built and you need to install it. It doesn't mandatory that it must be a desktop application. We have some web applications that are that you sell it to your clients. Let's say assume you build an ERP and you are selling to your clients. So for you to sell it successfully to your client, you must make provision for installation. So when you are installing, you put the client details so that another client details will not be for another client. So that is, it makes deployment easier. Then showcase clean code. So one of the means of showcasing clean code is to embark on what is called dry. Dry simply means don't repeat yourself. I don't know. So if we have programmers around, I'll just try to explain in programming form. For instance, if you embark on you're doing OOP, that is object-oriented programming. All your repeated codes, let's assume you need to format dates, for instance. Create there's something called service in C#. Either you create a service in C# or in Laravel, you create helper, for instance. So you put your code for formatting dates in that code in that service or in that service or helper outside your controller, outside your model. So when you put it, then whenever you want to use it in a controller, you just import it. So when you import it, you start using it. In C#, if you want to use, you import the service. When you import the service, then you start using it for whatever you want to use it in multiple pages instead of you rewriting the same code on every page. So that's one of the means. That what is meant by what? Dry. Don't repeat yourself. A strong GitHub profile builds what? Credibility. Optimize LinkedIn. On your LinkedIn profile, put your experience there, put your qualification there, put your, if possible, put your past projects. So polish your LinkedIn projects. Polish it in the way that whenever any employer sees your profile on LinkedIn, they will be interested to communicate with you. First impression matters. On your GitHub profile, put on a suit. So a complete LinkedIn profile should include what? Professional photo, example, putting on your suit. Um, Clear headlines, full stack developer, um, and some other stuff like that. Your qualification, just brief it. About section, write brief introduction about yourself, your skills that you've derived, your certifications, your experience, recommendations, and recruiters actively what search LinkedIn for talents. Now, job platforms, where can you get all these remote jobs? We are discussing freelancing and remote job. Now, job platform, freelance platforms where you can do freelancing even from Nigeria. Upwork, we have Fiverr, we have Topta, we have Freelancer, we have People Per Hour, and some other platforms like that where you can get remote job. Although, let me not discuss what I want to say now. We also have remote job website like we work remotely, remote, okay, flex jobs, well found, job pressure, and we also have Indeed too. Indeed, so people get jobs from Indeed, most especially when you're in the UK. So we have Indeed, we have Total Jobs, and some other platforms like that. Now I'm creating winning proposals. This is usually useful when you're on a freelancing platform and you want um, the job poster, you want the job poster to um, you want the job poster to accept you because per job posted on the freelancing platform, we have a lot of programmers that will submit proposals. So get how do you want the job poster to how you need to how do I want to put it? You need to showcase yourself above other developers. This is all I can do. And if you allow me to execute your project, these are the features I've had. And with this, it will allow you to gain a lot of clients. You just package it, put it well. You understand? So a proposal should address the client's needs, everything that is described on the proposal. Whenever a job is posted on a freelance website, you see the details of the application. This I want to develop an application and to have these particular features. Now, your proposal should address all the client's needs. Don't remove anyone. Don't eliminate. Don't omit anyone from all those requirements. Make sure your proposal caters for everything. Now, explain your solution. Oh, this is your problem. This is how I'm going to resolve it in a more professional way. Demonstrate relevant experience. Oh, this particular application that you want to do, I've done it for several people. Put the proof there. Look at this particular link. I was the one that did this. I was the one that did this. Then include examples. That's the example I'm citing now. Be concise. Don't write too long statements. Just make everything brief. Then end with a clear what? Call to action. If you allow me to embark on this project, I am sure you're not going to regret it. And some other similar stuff like that. Avoid generic proposals sent to every client. Yeah. Even if you are searching for a job, the same CV you send to this particular employer, don't send it to another employer like that because it might not be what the other employer wants. Make sure your CV caters for everything the employer wants. So the same thing as projects too. Make sure your proposal you want to send caters for everything the particular customer wants. So not say because a particular client approach you and you send this particular project to him, then you not send it to another client. No. Make sure you assess your proposal before sending it to make sure it caters for the other client's needs. AI as your what? Assistant. This is what nowadays, this is what some programmers do. Let me not say all programmers, but some programmers, this is what they do. As very intelligent changing how professionals work. AI can assist with what? Writing code. Yes, that's my main point. If you are struggling with the code, I want to write a function, and this particular function, I don't know how to structure it to make sure that it meets the client's needs. Just put it on ChatGPT or whatever. Write a PHP code. Then you put what you want that PHP code to do. ChatGPT will just write out everything. Then you use the skill, because anything the AI generates might not be what you want exactly, and it might be exactly what you want. Then you apply your skill to it to adjust it to what the client wants, because it's just to give you an overview or a guide on how to do that. Then whatever feature the client wants, you then be putting it inside. You're putting it inside to make sure the code is balanced. Then debugging. So if you are struggling with anything, any code, most especially server-side scripting languages, they are very strict. Because on server-side scripting language, any dot like this might cause the entire code useless. Even though if you have 1,000 lines of code, one dot might just turn everything into beautiful rubbish. What are you going to do? Debug. So if you are struggling with, where is this error coming from? Just copy the entire code, put it on ChatGPT, or any other AI platform. It's going to highlight where the issue is coming from. Content creation. You want to create the content. So AI can also assist in doing that. Research, documentation, data analysis, email drafting. If you want to draft an email to a particular client or someone, and you think that my English is somehow, or I don't know how to present myself to this person, just prompt the AI, what's it called? Just prompt AI to do what you want to do, to just do it for you. Then you apply your skill to adjust it. You can paraphrase and some other stuff like that. Meeting summaries. Then we have customer support. AI should enhance your productivity, not replace your expertise or judgment. Some people usually say AI will be taking some people's job. No, it's just to enhance your performance. It cannot take it cannot take out your job. You can't say because you have an AI in place, then you now disregard human effort. No, human effort is very important because AI is computer. Some people programmed it. It can malfunction at any time. But with we applying human skills. You understand? Everything becomes what? Better. Common challenges. If you want to work remotely, what are the common challenges that you might face? Some challenges include what? Internet connectivity. If your internet is not strong, forget about it. You'll be having challenges with what? Remote jobs. Power supply. Hey, most especially in Nigeria. So it's not like in the UK or US or European countries that we have stable electricity. So most especially in Nigeria and some other African countries, they have issue with what? Power supply. So the power authority might not supply electricity for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you what? You'll be running on four. You'll be using gen. So that's one of the challenges. Time differences, yes. In the USA, I think we have 5 hours difference. So if you want to work with them, it might not be your normal 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or whatever. It might be that you're going to start working by what 5 p.m. and you end working by what 2 p.m. or whatever because of the what the time differences. You understand? So you need to work in line with their own um in line with their own time, in line with their own weather. You understand? So competition. So programming, or let me say applications nowadays, are competitive. If you say you have 10 years of experience in PHP, Laravel, and some other stuff, you see someone that will say, oh, I have 15 years of experience in the same skills you've highlighted. What will now make you stand out among others is to take into consideration any competition that can come in place. So you might develop a very fantastic application that anyone that sees it will not know that, oh, you don't have a 2 years experience. For you to, there's something called creativity. For you to enhance your creativity, visit some big websites. Try as much as possible to develop similar sites. That's how you can learn. Because these big websites that you're seeing, some of them, the developers are they're very experienced. You're not copying what they've done. You're also what copying their experience. Payment delays. Yes, we have payment delays. Maybe for instance, someone that works in Nigeria and is working for someone in the USA. And they say, okay, well, at the end of the month, we're going to be sending you money through Swift. So for you to get it, might be 3 days after the day they sent it. That's what is meant by what? Payment delays. Client management. If you're working as a freelancer, for you to manage several clients might be an issue sometimes. Sometimes you have to outsource it to, what's it called? To an external body for you to get the job done. Now, solutions to challenges. We have backup internet. So for you to um, resolve the internet issue, if you know you are using Wi-Fi, have a backup for a mobile data so that if the Wi-Fi has an issue, you use your hotspot to connect to the internet. Power backup, like generators, power generators. Continuous learning. So don't streamline yourself to what you've known today, because what you've known today might be outdated tomorrow. Any skills that you see that people are using nowadays, just try as much as possible to learn it and develop something with it in an enhanced form. You have to continue what? Learning. Clear contract. Any contract you want to embark upon as a freelancer must be clear. This has a lot of issues. I faced a lot of issues. Even I saw the owner of Abasoft Technology to had faced similar issues. These clear contracts. Some people, some clients, they will ask you, "Oh, I want a blog." They will not tell you the details of the blog. When you're not through with the blog, they will not tell you, you have not added this one. This is not, which was not mentioned as at the beginning of the contract. For you to resolve that, write a proposal yourself. Oh, this is what you want, right? I will write a proposal. That's what I did. I'll write a proposal and I'll put everything that will contain in that application. I'll put it in the proposal. This. Oh, so if you want to add additional feature, that will extract additional fee. You play like that so that the client will know from the mind. Oh, this is what I'm about to face before I embark on it. Before initial payment was made. Then effective communication. You have to communicate with your clients. Is this what you want? Because some clients, they don't know what they want. Try as much as possible to drive a scenario. Is this particular thing what you want? You want it to work like this, you want it to work like that. You understand? So with that, they will know that, oh, this is exactly what I want. Because they might also just something and they don't understand it, and you develop it. They're not say, oh, this is not what I wanted. No, make it clear to them. Effective communication, then financial planning. That's when the income, that's when the, what's it called? The contract cost comes in. Oh, the financial planning, okay. For us to start, we receive, I receive 20% as deposit. When I'm through with the front end, let's assume the contract is 500,000 naira, for instance. I will receive 50,000 as deposit. Now, when I'm through with the front end development, I will receive 200,000, making 250. It's still part of the 500,000. Now, when I'm not through with the entire application, you assess it to make sure it's in line with what I've drafted in a proposal that you signed. The proposal must be signed to make it legal. So when you're done, then you have to pay my balance before I deploy the application to your hosting server. That is it. Conclusion. Your location no longer determines your opportunity. That is the essence of this discussion. So your skills, professionalism, and ability to leverage technology do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdulwasi Ismail Isola. Thank you so much. If you agree with me that you enjoy his presentation, can I see some emoji? Can I see some emoji? Please, 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 please. I can see from Tawab. I can see it from Alimat, Akim, Aziz. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him because he has summarized. Okay, thank you, Mr. Matthew, Mr. Akande, thank you. And other one that are sending an emoji without an emoji, sending emoji from their mind. Thank you as well. Thank you so much. This kind of presentation is something that you need to pay some money before you get it, and you are getting it free of charge. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. So he has discussed a lot of things that I will summarize. I might not summarize all, but the first thing is that knowledge that you want to use to get the job. So you need to seek that knowledge. So, and you can learn online, you can learn online. But one of your fast way to learn is by consulting about some technology. Maybe you want to learn on anything. And as at currently now, we are starting a program on some digital soft skills. Actually, your own soft skill might not be part of what we want to take now, but you can contact us. Let's create a learning track for you. It might be you alone so that you can achieve this the learning, because part of the thing is continue learning, continue learning. There is no let me say roadmap to one learning that maybe is when you get to this particular stage you will be able to learn. You continue learning so that you get updated. So, and also when you learn, that is you need to check on website whereby you can get all this job. So you need to update your LinkedIn as well, and even you need to go to some website whereby you will be able to learn, like the likes of Fiverr, Upwork, Appen, Clickworker, Remote Task, as he mentioned. So, and also, if you don't want to be a coder, you want a soft life, no coding, you can embark on AI as well. So he has discussed many things. But before we move to the Q&A session, I want everybody to help us to follow our WhatsApp channel. So that is where you will see a lot of updates from us. Please and please, I've put our WhatsApp channel on the chat box before, but I will still repost it. Please, once you follow us on the channel, just type on the chat that's done. Just tap on the chat that's done. So let me see. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. And also, Abasoft can help you with a lot of opportunity that comes in our way that has to do with some freelancing, some AI work. So you will get all these updates when you when you follow us, not only on the WhatsApp channel. Our Facebook is also there, the Instagram, the TikTok, not TikTok, the Instagram, the X, the YouTube, because on the YouTube channel, we will update this video as well. So you will get all this information on our channel and on our other social media. I believe we have series of questions. So let's move to Q&A session. And our speaker is here to answer our question. So if you have question, kindly signify. And please, once you follow our WhatsApp channel, let me see it on the chat box by typing done. Done, please. The thing you can help us with. And also, you are helping yourself as well. It's a monthly webinar whereby you will get updates on IT on a basis. Have question? Let's see. Let's have it on the chat box. And you can also contact us maybe on any of the learning on a soft skill learning track you want to embark on. Then we will work with you as we discussed earlier. One of our US reliable. So let's have a Q&A session. Let's have your question coming. Okay. We have Mr. Abdultawab raising up his hand. Please, you can unmute yourself and
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
good afternoon.
My name is Abutawa Bisholo Ashudende. I really appreciate Mr. Abdulwasi for his great and insightful uh, session today. In fact, it really goes a long way for me. So, personally, I I commend the whole program, the whole webinar from Abasoft Technology. Honestly, I don't know how I keep missing the whole thing, but I just know may God ease our affairs so that I'll be having much more time. So I have a question, sir. I have a question. See, also a software engineer, and I might not have these big numbers of years in the industry, but at least I have a little bit of experience, and there are some things that keep baffling me. So I will be happy with your experience, sir, Mr. Abdulwasi. I want to ask this question. The first is this: what is the reality of the job market? What exactly is the reality of the job market? And this is what I mean by that. You see, Nigeria is a kind of economy where we all live our daily system life as a kind of system where someone has to have connection before you do things. The skill enough most times to me with what I experience is not enough because I experienced a kind of bitter moment because I was stranded and I was desperate to have something to sustain my daily life. So I have the skill, you understand? But the job market is so after the BSc holders, the OND holders, the HND. In fact, not even the OND holders. The OND holders are even deprived because it's a kind of uh, a system that looks towards certification. How do you think we can market ourselves with the skills alone? I know you talked about the portfolio, the branding, but is there? I know all these things is what we do, but it still feel like as if there is more to it in the market. I'm so sorry. This is the question again. Let me quote: what is the reality of the job market? And secondly, how do you price? Yes, how do you price? Because we need to know this too. Because to some aspect, knowing how to do this thing uh, is okay, but at some point, most of us uh, do underprice ourselves. Yes, we do underprice ourselves. And I also once again appreciate the justification of using AI as well, and the whole session. Thank you so much, sir. This is my question, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your question, sir. Please, I don't know if I can attend to that question or for
Yes,
now.
yes, yes. It is directed to you. Let's have it.
Yeah, I really appreciate the question asked by our brother Abdul Tawab. Uh, is no. Nigeria situation, even those with BSc, with master's degrees, they are still searching for job. That is our economy. Before I say what I want to say, I will just say everything is by God's grace. Everything is by God's grace. The same challenge I faced it when I was in Nigeria. I had a lot of experience, and I was working remotely, but I still need a permanent job instead of me doing a freelance job. I searched for job everywhere. I couldn't get. Before I got a job in what's the name of this company? Lafarge PLC, Lafarge Cement. I got a job there. They were looking for a freelance, a data analyst. And I wrote in my CV that I had Excel, and what's it called? I had Excel skills. You understand? So they were asking me, how can you rate yourself in Excel? Because they use Google Sheet there. Google Sheet and Excel, they're similar. Only for some features that we have on Google Sheet and we don't have on Excel. They asked me during the interview, wait, oh, they saw in my CV that I had what's it called? Experience in using Excel. But there's also something again that I had, what's it called? I had experience in web development. That's what made them interested in me. When I was called for the interview, because I was employed by an agency then, the agency interviewed me. They asked me some questions I answered. Then when I got to the company itself, because we have two interviews, so this the final layer, the final process of the interview is done in the company. They asked me, they said, what interested them in me is not about the experience I had in Excel. It's about the job I had done, my portfolio, the website I developed. That's what interested them. That's why I was called upon to um to work with them, because they needed my skill, my IT skill. They had an issue. I don't want to be discussing, because this is an internal issue. I don't want to be discussing it. But they needed my service as a den when it comes to programming. That was why they employed me, not because of the Excel. Because we had some people with they have experience with Power BI. Me, I'm not experienced in Power BI because I've never used it before. You understand? Can you call locals or whatever? I already know Excel, but because of the web development, they employed me. And when I got employed, all the applications they've been looking, um, they 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 were looking for someone to develop some applications. So I don't want to go deep into that, but I later developed that application for them, and I also developed some other applications that way they were assigned to me. You understand? So now, yes, people can be asking that, oh, so you have a skill and you build your portfolio. Is there an assurance that you get a job in Nigeria? I will say yes, and I will say no. What I will say yes is if it is by God's grace. Because I'll still be saying it's by God's grace. If God says it's time for you to start working, the job will come in. If you apply, they will call on you for an interview and you get employed. But if it's not time, even though if you go to 100, what's it called, 100 interviews, you'll be just saying, sorry, we are sorry. We have some other people with more experience that you have. That's all. So just pray to your God. Prayer. We mustn't pray. We mustn't play with prayer. You understand? So as you are praying, continue learning more skills, develop more applications, and what? Find something doing for the moment. You understand? Any job that you have at hand, just continue doing it till you get to your destination. Now, the second one is, how do you price? There is no particular structure for pricing in Nigeria or outside the country. What people do, even though in abroad, in UK, in US, Canada, what most companies do there, some companies do there, let me just say that, is that they outsource their projects to Nigerian developers or African developers. Because number one, they will think that, oh, if we outsource this particular project, instead of us paying hundreds of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to our developer. Let's get someone that can do it for us for the rate of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and we get it done. So they outsource some of their applications to Nigerian developers or other African developers. They're in the spend less. So now pricing depends on the what's it called, functionality of the application. Let's assume you want to develop just a blog. Then it depends on the tools you intend to use. If you intend to use WordPress, for instance, or other CMS application platforms, other CMS applications, you want to use WordPress. You might say, oh, okay, pay me. And it depends on the client you are, that's another thing. It depends on the client you are dealing with. If it is a client that is still struggling with his life and you want to get money from that client, I beg, don't be that client IO because he will run away. So look at the situation. Okay, oh, this particular client, this is what he sells. This is the, you understand? Okay, let me just bill him 100K for instance, or 80K, 80,000 naira for blog. You understand? Okay, you understand? Oh, this money is too much. He said, this thing, oh, it includes hosting too. We host it for you. We do some other stuff. Okay, and you even go to the website, the hosting plan, show the person this is the amount I'm going to pay the host, and this is my own payment. So after each, at the end of each year, your subscription, this is what you are going to be paying. You explain everything to him. You have come out black and white for the person. This is what I'm going to take for my development. So for a website that only have admin portal and public pages, and what are my public pages is the home page, about us, and some other stuff like that. You might charge a different amount. You might say, okay, 200K. For the one that has additional one, that it has admin portal, oh, 400K. And it depends on the client. You understand? Some clients, if you want to develop a website with admin portal and public pages, you might charge them 1 million and they will pay. So for you to charge the price, number one, assess your the contractee, assess your clients. If I charge this client, will you be able to pay? You understand? So charge the person first. If the person is not priced, because I know in Nigeria they always price. Hey, why can't we do it 100K? No, 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 no. Let me come down a bit for you. Okay, 400K. Oh, okay, let me put additional 10K, 110. Oh, because I'm just meeting you. I don't want to charge you high. If you compare my job with what other developers are charging, you see that my own is less. Okay, for me to familiarize myself with you, since we're just meeting for the first time, okay, pay me 300K or 250. You understand? For a very big application. If you're not delivered, it might be that same person that will be referring you to other people. Because I experienced that a lot in Nigeria. Most of my clients, I got them through referrals. Oh, this person did this thing for me and I paid higher. I paid higher when I wanted to get similar application done with another developer. And you are charging less. If he want to refer you to his friends, to his billionaire friends, you understand? So, this person is very good. What do you want to do? Bring it. I have someone that can do it for me. That is why whenever you want to do application, make sure you do a very fantastic job. Number one, the loading, what's it called? The bandwidth consumption. What I mean by bandwidth consumption, like this, the loading of the page, the content that is loaded, make sure that what I want to use. Well, there's one time we usually use for that. So make sure they are compressed. Make sure everything loads fast. If everything loads fast, if you build an application and it's loading slow, it's an issue. You understand? So make sure everything loads fast. Make sure you do some stuff. Make sure you don't import unnecessary plugins. Make sure you don't import unnecessary JavaScript files and some other stuff like that. Make sure everything goes fast, and then the design is very good compared to other big websites. You understand? The person will be the one referring to other people. It might even be the person that will link to a company that will give you a permanent job. Anything can happen. So that is what I can say on that. And someone asks, Aja Animo, said, how does one access site like Upwork, Fiverr, Macro, or whatever? It seems one needs to subscribe first. Please kindly shed more light. Thank you. Uh, you know, the time I was using Fiverr, the registration is free. You just register on the application and like. So the company might just come up with a policy that, oh, if you want to get noticed on the application, you can pay so particular amount. Just like what some e-commerce website do. You post a product. Let's assume there's an e-commerce website that manages a lot of merchants. So each merchant is uploading its respective products on the application. Just like what's the name of this GT Bank application? They call it, is it GT Market or whatever? So they manage several merchants, and those merchants they upload their product on the application. Now, so you not pay. Also, okay, if you want your product to be displayed on the home page, you can pay so particular amount to boost your post. You understand? So as regards subscription, I don't know much about that. I don't know if they are subscribing now or not. I don't know. But if you go to the website and the policy, the application has been redeveloped for you to pay money before you get job. So I don't have any control on that because it's the company's policy. So that is what I can say on that.
Abdulwasi, for your wonderful time spending with us, seeing all this fighter information. So as he has discussed with us, based on the question our first participant asked, the Mr. Abdul Tawab, even I can rest assure you that all the people Abasoft have or I had worked with, still working with, we got most of them based on the referral. And this is how it works. You all agree with me that even most of the clients, they are very frustrating sometimes when it comes to when you don't have the clear contract of what they want to achieve. Most of them, they will ask you to go to start the work. So after you finish the work, they will now bring some work and tell you that this is what I want. So we face a lot of challenges like that. So, and one of the lesson learned is that you need to control your emotional intelligence with them to make sure that they are satisfied. And for you not to run into that such problem is to have the clear contract. Have the clear contract. Have the clear contract. And one of the things I discover is that most of the clients that you did not charge them well, that you just take a look at, okay, let me assist him. Those are the ones that frustrate most. Those are the ones that frustrate most. Even if I give you an example, most of the clients that I charge big money working with Microsoft, they don't stress me. But those that they will tell you that it's just a small money, you just help me. Those are the ones that will come with big problem. They will be the one that they will tell you that this is not bold, this is not slant, this is not italics. So those are the ones. So the lesson learned is that have a standard and work with people and control your emotional intelligence. They will frustrate you. Don't shout on them. Just make sure that you complete the project on a light and happy and satisfied mood. So those are the ones that will bring up another person. I've worked with people that even the woman was so frustrating to the level whereby at the end of the day, she paid me extra money for my emotional intelligence that as he has been shouting on me, I did not utter any statement. He liked me, so he now compensates me another extra money. So, and they will frustrate, but just to make sure that you are happy you handle them, you highlight everything, you have a clear contract. So, and as regard the price, there's no specific standard for pricing. There's no specific standard for pricing. But what will determine is this: when you are at the beginning level, when you are at the beginning level, don't charge them much. Because if you have one first client, for instance, now, and you did not charge them much, and they are happy with your service, you will charge them that much by the time they come with another task. So coming with another task, coming with another project, they will have trust you that you done a good job at the first time. Because if you win one client at, you win like hundreds and millions. Because if we have someone that we need that same service, if we have some people that they are working in that same sector or they are working in that same office, that will say, look at your beautiful website, look at your beautiful graphics, look at your beautiful report, look at your smart app. Who helped you design it? It is Abasoft. It is someone else. So for you now to convince that person to win that contract, you don't give them I. So by the time they now refer you, that's the way you now start with another level. But at the beginning level like this, you just, and the level of ND, HND, this and that, as a programming or as an IT, actually, if you want to get an employment, like you want to start working with a company, most of them might say these are the requirements. But what can help you is when you have experience and you have a work you have done that you can showcase to them. And in Nigerian markets today, having one skill is not enough, because Nigeria is the one that wants to do jack of all trade. They will tell you they need social media. They will tell you you have a small skill of graphics, small skill of video editing, small skill of web design, small skill of photography, small skill of communicational skill. So see, they will now add, like, at the end of the day, you will just laugh, like, and at this rate, you like four. They will tell you small skill, small skill, small skill, small skill, and at the end of the day, you will find it that even the work that they're supposed to have employed like 2 or 3 people, they will base everything on you and they want you to produce. So that's why if you are if you are a front end, you need to learn back end, you need to learn UI UX, you need to have some little experience in graphics. You need to have, because they will tell you that they need something on someone. Why they still need something X somewhere, but they don't they are still contemplating when they will need to employ. But this one is the most important now. If you not have that 2 skills, they will employ you. So, and based on the question Mrs. Alima asks on Upwork, Fiverr. See, Fiverr and Upwork, it was then, is not competitive. This day is competitive, because a client want to see the work you have done. They want to see your rating. They want to see what people that have worked with you give as a review. Those are the things that will convince them. So, and in that level, even if you do a good work with someone, put it on your Fiverr. It might not be like every work you will put there will be from Fiverr. Some other work that you done with offline, you need to put it there to convince people. And there is a way they are doing a review whereby someone will do review for you. But the best part is when you are not in Nigeria, when you are outside of the country, that is where, because some people now they don't want to give someone that is in Nigeria, but they respect Nigeria when it comes to program coding, and they know that the amount they will charge us for people in outside of Nigeria, maybe in the UK or the US, if they want to give a project out now, they might charge something like $10,000. They might charge like $8,000, because people that want to take job, we calculate a lot of tax from the electricity, water, internet, house. They will calculate everything. But when they give it to Nigeria, it might just be 3,000 USD. It might just be 5,000 USD. So they prefer to take it, to give it to people outside their country. So, and as he said, prayer is most of the thing. And also work with people that have been on the track before. They will assist you. They will assist you. And when you follow about technology as well, I can say that we have, out of the people on this talk, on this that has joined the webinar, our WhatsApp channel. So because I can see it's just the addition of three subscribe. Please help us to subscribe. And as well, if you want to learn any digital skills, consult Microsoft Technology. Let me share one of the program that we are doing. I just want to share it for a few seconds. It's a training. It's a training that we are embarking on. If you can still join us because we have not gone too far. It's just on the web design and the graphics. And if you have some other skills as well that you want to learn that is not part of this thing, you can talk to us as well. You can talk to us that we can create the learning. We set up this thing based on the our survey. And if you want to learn something that is out of this, if it's AI, if it's UI UX, data analytics, anything, just name it. We will create a learning and affordable track with you. And also, if you have anyone that have experience in social media and community manager, we are also looking for an intern or a volunteer on that as well. Let me see if I can share that one as well, so that you can learn from us and you benefit a lot of things, because many opportunity comes in, but it's just people that are on ground that we share with. So I think that is that for that. In the absence of non-question, I will call on uh, uh, or let's say if you have if you can do a back or a key takeaway. Let's do a random key takeaway. So what are your key takeaway for this program? So if you can, people are left in the call. Who can we call now? If you are free to unmute yourself and give us your key takeaway, or let me call on one of my brother, Mr. Akande Shakiru Okoyemi, to give us the closing remark. And if anyone that wants to give us a key takeaway, you can please unmute yourself and withdraw the curtain of today's webinar. Ensure that you get. Okay, Mr. Tawab, you are raising up your hand. Okay, you can also unmute yourself.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
I have
So
to do it
everyone,
that. Well, please,
everyone, I really appreciate you
Tawab.
all. I appreciate the host for this program. In fact, this program has been a very much eye-opening instance for me, because you can't say you know all, and you can't say you have all the best idea to navigate yourself in this tech industry. Tech has been a kind of big ocean of domain to settle with. So from the cybersecurity industry to the UI UX product designer, website development. In fact, within one domain, there is still sub-domain for you to know how deep this thing goes. So we appreciate you all for uh, putting all this or putting our mind towards the right to the right path. Yes, I appreciate you all. And my key takeaway for this event, for this webinar, is how to position ourselves, how to justify your intentions with your client, most especially the part where you talked about clear contract and clear timeline of schedule of delivering. There should be clear conclusion on the delivery format. There are some projects that might require you to put it out in a JPEG, There are some projects that might require you to put it out in a PDF file. So for every party, for both parties to be satisfied, uh, you have to have a clear means of understanding. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you once again, Mr. Abdulwasi. In fact, it's been a pleasure having a conversation with a senior developer. In fact, most most especially from the UK. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And I'll forever be thankful and grateful for Abasoft Technology for having the initiative to put out something, a program like this out there. In fact, I still promise myself I will never miss one of your webinars again, but work won't, won't permit. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. And I'm so grateful for having me here. And it's been a nice time. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tawab. Abdul Tawab, thank you so much. Mr. Hakim is requesting for our WhatsApp channel. So please endeavor to follow us on our channel so that you get more updates. And if you have anyone that also have to do with that want to give us the key takeaway or a closing remark, you have the floor. You can unmute yourself. Or you can raise up your hand. You are all welcome. Okay, in the absence of none, in the absence. Okay, Mr. Abdulwasi, you can leave the club. You can leave the webinar. We understand that you have a lot of tasks, and thank you for your wonderful time spent with us, sharing your ideas, and we pray that Almighty Allah continue to uplift you and also uplift the Abasoft and also uplift everyone as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can still check the chat box to follow us, and we will give you some minutes before we close this thing. Thank you, everyone. We pray the Almighty Allah to continue be with every one of us and give us a good opportunity to fulfill our dream and to connect us with a good people. Mr. Sulaiman Kayode, thank you for joining. You got the recording on your email, so you are so that once you have registered, please follow our channel. We have post it on the chat box. Follow our channel, starting from the WhatsApp channel, Facebook, and everything. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.